Ryan's S13. It is a stock 240sx. It's kind of rare to see, so like, subscribe, and comment below.
Used to be so happy, but without you here, I feel so low. I watch you as you left, but I can never seem to let you go. Cause once upon a time, you were my everything. It's clear to see that time hasn't changed a thing. It's very deep inside me, but I feel there's something you should know. I will never forget you. You will always be by my side. From the day that I met you, I knew that I would love you till the day I die. And I will never want much more. And in my heart, I will always be sure. I will never forget you. You will always be by my side till the day I die. Day I die, 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 day I die.
Alright, so I'm here in Ryan's S13 240sx. Pretty clean, as you notice. The cabin's pretty stock. Nothing really done to it besides this ugly aftermarket steering wheel. Turn this car on and get it going. Oh, there we go. I haven't seen those working in a while. And for some reason his wiper is kicked on. But because there's no belt, this is a very dangerous vehicle, but we're just gonna start driving it. Just get a feel for it. Oh my gosh, this car's so bumpy. I don't know when the last time I've driven a stock Nissan 240sx. It's actually quite fun. I mean, it is a dual cam KA24DE. For those of you who don't know, DE stands for dual overhead cams. So now this car doesn't make too much power, but for the power that it does make, it is pretty torquey. It's a 2.4 liter motor. That's why they call it a KA24. Dual overhead cam. There's also a KA24E, which is a single overhead cam, which makes even less power than this. But I like the feel of this. I mean, it's very smooth. Like the car, maybe back in 1989 from 1993 or 1994, these cars were solid, affordable, rear-wheel drive platforms. You know, you could easily just purchase one of these, get into it, you know, a very affordable sports coupe or hatch, and you could probably take it to the track. I mean, of course it wasn't as fast as, you know, some of its American competitors, such as like the Corvette or the Mustang, but it still packs a punch. It's pretty fun to drive, and dang is this thing slow. You hear this? This thing's slow. Oh my gosh, it takes forever to build RPMs. Now, I myself have owned several 240sx, you know, Nissan 240sx. I own my first one was a 1995 S14 chassis 240sx SE. This is also an SE. Everything works on this except for the heads-up display, which I kind of like. I wish the heads-up display did work. I haven't seen a working heads-up in a long time. You know, back then in the early 90s and late 80s, like, you know, technology was a little bit ahead of its time. You don't see cars built like with that sort of you don't see cars with that sort of forward thinking these days, you know. Now the reason why people love purchasing these Nissans or Hondas or Acuras, you know, you see, you know, modifying it, everybody's like, oh, JDM this, JDM that, and I don't like that word JDM. You know, I mean, I guess it's an accurate and simple way to describe it. Now, the reason why people love purchasing these Nissans and Hondas and all sorts of, the reason why people love buying these Nissan 240sx models is because they have huge aftermarket support. Now, by huge, I mean you can easily go on eBay, even Amazon, any website out there. You just Google it, 240sx parts, exhaust, intake, intercooler, turbo kits, and there's just a plethora of parts that you can just select. Not only that, parts have been around for this car, these types of cars, for so long that they become so affordable that it doesn't cost that much to build. Like, if you watch my videos on my current S13 that I'm building for the track, I'm building it under a budget with the best I can with the best parts, but you can't buy a turbo kit, cams, and ARP head studs and all these things all pieced together so ready to go, so bolt on, for under like 1,300 bucks. I mean, that's just amazing. Another great thing about these cars is they're pretty well built. I mean, compared to cars nowadays like the 350Z, 370Z, or the GTRs, this is actually fairly lightweight compared to those cars. Now, back then, this car wasn't that light. A lighter car would be the car that I have right now that I'm working on, that I'm trying to work on, is the 1987 GTS Corolla. That one is a whole nother story. But unlike most cars these days, the 240sx continually gains aftermarket, so huge aftermarket support with aero kits to style it. People come out with new paints. These cars are easily modifiable at a great price to get better angle mods. You can use it for drifting, time attack, road race, drag race. And if you just Google it or search on YouTube, you'll be able to find tons of references of what people build these cars into. Now, Ryan's car is such a great example of what a stock 240sx is. It allows you to enjoy what the car was when it was built back in the day. Obviously, it has some minor upgrades, such as the drop springs and this ugly steering wheel that I really do not like. It's got an exhaust system. I mean, it's got lighter wheels. I don't know how much lighter these wheels are, but the car is overall modded tastefully. It's still got the OEM spoiler and the boot and everything. If you open the trunk, it's still got the stock, trunk covers and everything, and the spare tire and everything. That's really neat to see. It's so hard these days to find one of these in stock form, unmolested, clean such as this, for an affordable price. Now, I hate to say this word again, JDM. I like to call this, or the world calls this now, JDM tax. In order to find a car, in this condition, you're gonna have to pay and pony up a pretty penny to buy one of these things. I think Ryan told me he paid around $4,000. That's crazy. This car is from 1989. It is more than 25 years old. So the 240sx is just one of those vehicles that is just gonna be around. The sad thing is, this car is slowly becoming harder and harder, or rare and more rare, to find clean. Too many guys, and I always encourage new people to get into a car that they like, build, if it be a 240sx or not, to modify it, learn to drive it, get better. But too many times these days we see missile cars, and I know what the purpose of missile cars are. It's just refreshing to see a car like Ryan's, this clean stock 240sx, and just driving it the way it is. I mean, come on, what more do you need? I mean, if you really want gutted interior, roll cage like mine, if you're really dedicated for something like that, I understand. Most of us here are enthusiasts, but we drive them on the street. And there's no need to be gutting these things and driving it obnoxiously loud. I like tastefully modded cars. So overall, the 240sx in stock form is actually quite fun. And for those guys who are trying to get into it, I kid you not, if you have a stock looking 240sx and it's clean, you will get more attention, if that's what you want, more attention than you would if you had a missile car, no matter what motor swap you had in it. You could have a V8 or RB25 or a 2JZ, but if you have a stock 240sx that's super clean, I guarantee you people will love that a lot more and appreciate it a lot more. Even it's rare to drive a stock 240sx. I'm always surrounded by modified, S chassis, but the fact that I can just drive this around with no issue, it's kind of nice. I pulled back in just to give you guys a quick overview I love the 240sx. It's a great chassis. If you're looking to get into something affordable, to be able to modify with a huge support at great prices, I highly recommend one of these cars as your top pick, depending on what type of motorsport you want to get into. Now, for those who want to get into drifting, obviously, I recommend this car again. If you want to get into drifting, this car is a great choice. It is getting harder and harder to find clean examples of this car. If you really want to get into drifting, just buy someone else's, like, you know, a little bit beat up 240, make it a little nice, but take it to the track, learn, practice, and then when you get better and better, you can move over into a nice one. The reason why I tell people not to buy a super nice 240sx is because if it's too nice and you're learning how to drive it, you're gonna be too afraid to drive it to its limit because of the chances of crashing it, damaging it, of it breaking, of hitting something. Because once you start doing that, almost most times, I would say 50% of the owners would be like, you know what, screw it, it's like crap now, I'm just gonna treat it like a missile car. These cars are by no means rare cars that will build in value one day to like $100,000. I don't think that would happen. It is nice to keep these clean because they do look good. Ryan's got an impeccable dash and interior. It's amazingly clean. Like I just can't believe it. Like even these seats look good. If you guys want to get into it, just find a 240 that's kind of like used a little bit, but it's not beat up like to the point where it's got crazy amount of dents, you know, and the frames aren't straight. But even if that's the case for drifting or something like that, it doesn't matter because you can get all that adjusted with adjustable links, suspension, and any sorts of parts available out there. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you guys liked it, give me a thumbs up, like button, hit subscribe to see more content. If you guys like these reviews of these types of cars, I will make an effort to go out and find more cars to do reviews of. Other than that, remember to stay tuned. I am posting up new videos every week or every couple days. I'll be throwing out throwback videos as well from past videos that I've made. And thanks, guys, for watching.